Hi everybody, welcome to this product briefing. Really excited for this one. We're going to do some live AI demos. Everyone is talking AI in CX and contact center and attendant console. And obviously there's some stuff we've seen Microsoft kind of preview, and there's more stuff coming now with the unified contact center certification as well. I've got Preston and Shannon who are going to be live demoing, so pressure's on. So we're going to start off with kind of the maximum AI mode, which is the AI actually answering calls, and there's a few different levels to this. Preston, do you want to kind of introduce it and then tell us what we're going to see?
Yeah, so an IVR can be as simple as taking a call and giving a client or a customer, a caller, a few options. Press 1 for sales, press 2 for support. You know, those types of very simple kind of auto attendant type of scenarios. But then the Lattice IVR just has a lot of levels beyond that. And talking about AI, here are the few levels that we've identified, and there's many more you can create. So number 1 would be just checking the intent of what the caller said. So a conversational IVR where it says, "Thank you for calling Landis. How can we help you today?" And then they say why. And an AI tool can determine intent, and it's really good at determining intent, not just looking for a keyword. You know, they don't have to say the word support or this service or whatever.
Yeah, because that was what you that was kind of the first gen of this product, was like, rather than getting to press 18 for this option, you could say sales account help and it would try and keyword match. But this is a much smarter way, like someone doesn't know exactly what they want, but I have a problem with my bill. Oh, okay, the AI can deduce, okay, you want accounts.
And they can ramble on about a charge on their bill, and then finally whatever, and the AI can say, "That's a billing question.
Yes,
we're going to the billing department." So yeah, that's the first layer is a smart routing IVR. The next layer is knowledge article, or kind of working like a frequently asked question. It's doing the same thing, and it can do both at the same time, the smart routing, and determine, hey, that question, I know the answer to that. So let's take a scenario where you have a retail location and you get called several times a day asking what your hours are. And so instead of putting it in your welcome message and making everybody hear that hours right up front and wasting everybody's time that's not calling for that, you can have it so that if they say, "I'm calling to check your hours," it can say, "We're open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday," or whatever you have in the, and they can ask it in any way they want to. "What time do you close tonight?" would be another way to say, "What are your hours?"
And and this is a constrained data set, right? So you've given it half dozen answers, typical questions. We're open to X, Y, like, so. And if it doesn't know the answer, it's going to still kick back to human at that point.
Yep, fails over to human, and if it doesn't have the answer, it doesn't try to answer it. It just goes to human. And you can pass in the Lattice system. You can pass that information along. Say, here was the question that they asked. And so that the agent answers the call with that context.
Oh, that's nice.
So, and then the one we're going to demo today is I would say it's more like an IVA, which is a interactive voice agent. And so what this is doing is actually taking actions on behalf of the client or caller. So this can be opening a ticket. This can be checking the balance on a statement, checking shipping dates, all that kind of thing. And it can be all done at the same time. So they can ask one question, get that answered, ask another question. They don't have to be in the billing department to ask the balance. It simply will look up, verify the account. And the demo, we're going to show this demo here. Or let me...
Hello and welcome. I'm the Contoso AI Customer Assistant. What can I do for you today?
I'd like to check on when an order I placed will be shipped.
One moment. Thanks for that info. Let's find your order detail. Please tell me the PIN number for your account.
105.
Your order for the phone screen replacement kit has not been shipped yet. The expected delivery date is February 20th, 2025. Was there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that's all. You've helped me well.
So yeah, that's the demo of the digital assistant.
Yeah, so that's full on. So you've kind of got, I love the 3 layers there, because you've got like the first layer I see certainly in UK and Europe happening more often now, which is that IVRs will take a stab at routing for me. So I phoned up Sky TV the other week and got exactly that scenario. I didn't have to press anything. I just said, I want to talk about my bill, jump me through to the right department. And that feels like a really safe place to start. Then the FAQ kind of model, again, you're constraining the answers it can give. So it's not going out to the internet and trying to answer a question. It's picking from an FAQ. So again, things like opening hours, that feels like a nice win. And then for those that are a little bit more advanced, now you're getting into tying the AI into your line of business systems, your help desk tickets, your ordering system, whatever it may be.
Yeah, and this is can use a number of different AI tools that it can tie together. Landis is the connector that allows that process to happen, but you can build in that safety to say, here are the things that it can do, and here are the parts that it can access and answer, instead of, early days of this, people were connecting it to the internet and saying, take a stab at answering this question, or they didn't know they were doing it.
Which makes for an interesting demo until you ask it some weird questions, and then you're very off piste.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Good. Well, that's the first one we wanted to go through.
So that's all about the customer engaging with the AI, but there's kind of a parallel path here, and frankly, one I see more customers doing, which is the agent assist, kind of empowering the agent. So you've got a few examples of that, haven't you?
Yeah, sure. So the first one we're going to start with is around a user. This is now going to the other end, a high touch, an answer and transfer type of reception or attendant or operator, that type of person. Shannon, I don't know if you want to talk about this, set this up a little bit before we run this demo. He's going to demo this one.
Yeah, so this would be in a reception using our Landis Attendant Console. It would be that receptionist or switchboard operator. And it's looking at how AI can assist that receptionist. It's a high touch. We're not wanting to replace that human element. In this case, we're wanting to enable them and make them more powerful. And so this first one we're going to show you along that line is the ability to suggestive transfer assistance. So it's going to be, the AI is going to be taking from what the caller says, and it's going to be suggesting who we might want to transfer that to, saving the receptionist that step of searching for the internal contact that they might be transferring to. So let me share a screen here. Contoso Law Firm, how can I help you?
Yeah, hi. My name is Greg Williams, and I'm calling to review my case file with somebody.
Yeah, I can help you with that. I'll get you over to who's normally the representative on your account, on your case?
I normally work with Paul.
Okay, let me check if Paul is available. Boy, it looks like Paul is in a meeting. Is there anybody else that you've worked with that works on your file?
I have worked with Wendell in the past.
Okay, let me check if he is available. It looks like he's also in a meeting. So I tell you what I'll do. I will have Wendell give you a call back, and I'll give him a message to give you a call back, and he should be able to call you back shortly there.
That would be great. Yeah, and just let him know that it is urgent. I do need to get this done by end of day.
All right, I will do that.
Okay. Thanks so much. Yep.
So that was awesome. So we saw there it's picking out what Preston was saying as the remote attendee there and trying to guess the person. Obviously, it was just doing it based on first name there. Like there's a constrained number of people in the Landis scale, but I guess it could do first, last, same logic, right?
It will use whatever information is given. So yeah, if I have two people like that are named the same, it'll pop both of them up, but then if I say the last name, it'll narrow it down. So yes, it is
nice.
Looking at everybody in the system and just suggesting who it thinks you might want to talk to. And you notice there, it was when he said Paul, it was bringing up Paul that is an internal contact. And there were some other Pauls in there that weren't as likely to be the right answer. And so it was giving the one that is most likely to be the answer.
Nice. And then we've got a bonus demo, which we've seen before, we've talked about, is the summary of call as well. So you got what was it required? So you could send that note straight off to Wendell,
so that's
and
a Teams.
off it goes.
That's simply a Teams chat that is pre-populating with who called, when they called, what number they called from. It has a link so that when the person that receives that can just click on the link to make the return call. And then it's also including an AI summary of that call. So it was picking up that Preston said, this is urgent and I need to talk to him today. That's context that Paul needed on that to know that this isn't one that's going to wait until, tomorrow when he's returning calls. He has to hear from him today. And that's all done without the receptionist doing anything. They just have to click send on that and they're on to their next call.
I love that. And you guys have had massive success with the attendant console. I think at one point, like pretty much every customer I talked to was running the Landis attendant console. Like, is that a feature you're just going to bake into the current attendant console? Is that an add-on? How's that work?
That is included in our current attendant console. It's not something that requires any additional licensing. It is optional whether they turn it on or configure it and get it set up. But it's very simple. The whole point when it comes to the attendant console is plug and play. We can literally have somebody answering calls in minutes from when they decide to do a trial on the attendant console. And even more advanced features, it doesn't take long at all to get this set up. We say by the end of the day, we can have you fully operating. And so that's the beauty of the attendant console. It's just completely plug and play, and it's standalone. It doesn't, on the back end, you don't need to have Landis Contact Center in the environment or anything like that. It's plug and play.
Awesome.
Great. Well, let's see. Let's move on to some additional demos here. So the next one is going to be more around an agent that's actually taking a call and helping the client. So contact center agent, help desk, IT scenario, those types of things. And AI can really be an assistant for this user. And there's a few ways that we're going to demo this, but let's start with maybe you have a knowledge base of a bunch of information. In the past, your agents have to be aware of where to find that documentation. And so what we're using here is AI to show how it can make your agents a lot better. It can make them appear to be very competent in the product that they're representing, and it can be their live assistant that's working with them. So let me share a screen.
What if your new agents could be as effective and efficient as that agent that's been with you the longest and is fully trained and fully knows?
Yeah, that's a really important use case, because one of the big challenges in contact center is turnover and people changing. Also, you might be dealing with multiple products and multiple lines of business. So being an expert, quote unquote, on all of them, you're probably frantically off to another screen, trying to find the right article, trying to understand what's going on. So this is really interesting.
All right. Let's take a look at this here. Landis Software Support, how can I help you today?
Hello, this is Shannon with Ace Industries. And I saw online that you offer a free trial for your attendant console product. And I was wondering if you can help me get started with that.
Yeah, I'd be glad to. What is a good email address that I can send to you?
My email is shannon@gmail.com.
Great. So I got a getting started guide that I'm going to send over to you.
That was really cool. So that's the AI listening in on the conversation and pulling relevant information for the agent, either in terms of what the person's saying, but also what their intent is. So essentially doing the part for you, where traditionally an agent would be typing to a keyboard saying, how's the trial work? What are the questions? Those kind of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you can identify what knowledge base it's looking at. So you can say, hey, here's our documentation. Here are the options that are going to be helpful for agents. And you can kind of exclude, you don't have to have, hey, here's all of our documentation. You can make it better and say, here's the best practices. And so here's what we're going to point them towards. And if a caller calls in and asks a question that may be a bit obscure, but still hints at that type of question, it's going to pop that. And the agent, so in this case, the agent, the caller was asking for a link to be sent to him. So I can copy that link and send it to him. But in a lot of cases, it's going to be for the agent to click on and review and work through the problem live on the phone. That's a lot of times what they're doing. And so putting that right in front of them, they can pop that open. The conversation continues. It continues to listen, and maybe it veers into a different area, and it's going to continue to process that and say, okay, now you're talking about a sign-in issue, so let's pop that document.
Yeah.
Whatever. The final one that I want to actually demo is an agent checklist. This is similar in how it's processing, but this is for a checklist for an agent that needs to accomplish certain things on a call. Hello, and thank you for calling Contoso Computer Repair. How can I help you today?
Hello, I cracked the screen on my laptop, and I'm wondering if you can help me get that fixed.
Yeah, absolutely. What is your name?
I'm Shannon Martin.
Okay, great. Now, looking at your account here, we do have an upgraded warranty that we are offering all our clients. Is that something you want to hear about after this call?
No, thank you. I'd just like to get the screen fixed today.
Hey, no problem. So what is the model number of the item you're getting repaired?
Yeah, it looks like this is 𝗦𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗶𝗄𝗏.
Okay. Great. Well, I've created a ticket. We'll be in touch shortly to get that handled. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Nope, I think that's everything. If we can get that fixed, that's all I needed.
Perfect. Hey, thanks for being a valued customer, and we look forward to talking to you in the future.
So again, this is really interesting because this is the power of being the AI being in the media, in the transcript, knowing what's going on. And this is obviously a really common case in contact center. It's make sure you've attempted to upsell them on A, B, or C, thanked them, asked for key information, told them about the terms and conditions. And previous to this kind of technology, it would be trust the agents doing it and or sample some calls, but that's obviously completely non-scalable. You've almost got like a one-to-one coach going on here.
Yeah.
And the power of this is really interesting because you're starting again to build this set of best practices, set of knowledge bases, set of insights, which all feed back up potentially into, if and when you're ready, the digital IVR we talked about at the top of the session. Like you've now got a really great content database for that if you go down that road. But even if you're not going as far as that, just supporting your agents to be the best they can be, all of this stuff is really going to help them.
Yeah, so I want to pivot just a little bit, and we're not going to do a live demo of this, but I want to talk about one element that we haven't really discussed, and that is the supervisor, the manager in these. So that's the other element in here, and we have lots of tools available to help them. So what we have is a webhook out of these AI findings. The transcript and AI findings can be used as a webhook, and that's used for a post-call action. So it can trigger a lot of things. But one example would be to say, okay, let's take this call summary in one sentence or action items, and let's post this into the CRM or ERP or whatever data source that they're looking to update. You can post that. You know who the caller was. You have that information. You can have a link to the full transcript if you want to then as well to dig into it. So that's one example. But then back to the thing of a manager being able to tell who needs assistance. You have that call score or that checklist. You can see, hey, what percentage of calls has this agent completed their checklist? Because it's not going to be 100%. You're going to get some agents, some callers that hang up before you say that last thing or whatever the case may be. But you want to know, hey, is this agent consistently doing the necessary steps in our call center? You could weight some of them as higher or more important than others and see how they're coming out. Or that call scoring is another one that you could see averages for agents in the data coming out of it.
Yeah, I love that. It lets the supervisor really get a proper understanding across all their agents, how they're getting on. The webhook's interesting because you can then push that in things like Power Automate, so you can Power Platform, obviously all the stuff's going on with Copilot Studio. We can get really interesting with push all the transcripts for the week over to here, and then let's do AI summary over all of them for the week, for example. There's a lot of power in getting that information into a format that you can then mine and gain insights from. Awesome. Thanks, Preston. Thanks, Shannon. Great session.
All right.